next guest got a statement victory this past weekend at UFC 320, taking out Josh Emmett in the very first round. Happy to be joined once again by Youssef Zalal after UFC 320. Youssef, how you doing, man?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I know you've had the rounds of media today. How many interviews have you done today? Because you're a pretty popular guy after that win on Saturday.
I don't know. My man Ed got me working, bro. He got me going, which I love Ed, man. Shout out to Ed. But yeah, it was Errol Hawani, Karen Bryant. I did Damon, you, and then I got one more, Anthony Smith.
Gotcha. Okay. Almost the best for last, but that's okay. I'll take that. I like being at the very back there. It's great. But hey, man.
Technically, Anthony Smith was last minute. He just hit me up. So
okay, no worries. And you got to do it for a teammate, right? So that makes sense. But hey, like, let's start there, man. A couple days removed from the fight, big victory on this big card. Has life changed at all? Like, this seemed like a big one for you as far as getting a victory, because you just took out Josh Emmett and you submitted him, only the second guy to do that.
I mean, my life is the same, right? Obviously, my goal was to change my life, and obviously performing against Josh Emmett like that will change my life. So that was kind of like the whole purpose of that fight. So my life is the same, you know what I mean? Obviously, you win, you get the second check and all that stuff, but the most important thing is the statement that I made, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, totally agree. The finish for us on the, like, watching it at home was a bit awkward. Like, obviously you had him in the position, and I think even the way the camera was on the fight, we couldn't really see. Like, obviously you had the hold in, but it was one of those things where, like, we didn't really know what was going on, and then it's over, and they step in, and then we just see you celebrating. They're like, it's over. It was kind of an awkward finish. Did you hear him verbally tap? Like, what happened there? For those who might not see it.
Yeah, so when I had the arm, I just hear tap, 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 tap. I was like, okay, I let go. I was like, I'm not going to try to break the guy's arm. I know they said you never let it go until the ref stops it, but thank God, like, the ref heard it as well, and they kind of, like, stopped it as well. But when they showed the replay from the other camera, not the main camera that was in, you can hear the tap, tap, tap. So that kind of, like, worked out. But yeah, it was weird. Like, everybody was like, what the hell happened? Like, what? And then they kind of seen it, and they're like, oh, it says an arm bar. And not kind of like that, which is crazy. I was like, damn, that was a performance. I was like, that's kind of what happened. But I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you got the win. That's sort of the main thing there. I know you're very confident in your ground game, prior to, fighting Cater. We saw you get a lot of submission victories. Was that kind of the plan going in there? You felt like you could submit him? Because, again, I brought this up off the top. The only other guy to submit him was Yair Rodriguez, and it was a little bit later.
Which is pretty cool to be in that category, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I definitely knew I had more in the ground than him. Yeah. I had better advantages in the ground, so I wanted to test those early and then see what he's capable of right away, and then obviously see how the fight goes. So I'm just grateful the fight obviously didn't have to test a whole lot, so which is good.
Yeah. Anything about Josh surprise you, or pretty much what you expected after the fight?
Shape, like, he looked like in a great shape. Like, I definitely was like, damn. I was like, okay, like he looked like definitely, like, I was like, oh wow, he's a lot bigger than he was before, I think, and like stronger, like more leaner. And but yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And then in the fight, I was like, yeah, he was ready to come in. Like, I can see him ready to go at me. So I was like, that was kind of like a little different. I know before he used to be like just chill, look, but yeah, so it was definitely, that's what I think I saw.
Did you get to celebrate the night of? I saw after the fight you went on like a little boat thing with your manager. That was kind of cool, getting to go around a little bit. But what did you do? Did you get, because I know you had media and all that stuff. Did you get to enjoy yourself the night of the fight?
Yeah, man, I went to one of my favorite restaurants in Vegas, and probably the favorite restaurant in Vegas is Barry's Restaurant. It's in the like downstairs in the casino. There's I can't remember what the casino called, but man, Barry's, oh man, they took care of me, man. I had like 25 people plus, and my whole team showed up, my whole family showed up, and had great food, great vibes, and that's how I celebrated my UFC win.
Which casino? Where is this exactly? I want to know this for next time I go to Vegas. Or is it like a hidden gem you don't want to reveal?
No. Yeah. Bro, these are my guys, bro. I loved that place, but it was, where was it at? What's the casino called?
I can look it up later.
Barry's. If you look up Barry's, you see it.
Okay, gotcha. So it's underground. Yeah, I always like finding like good restaurants and stuff in Vegas. It's just more my own curiosity, if anything. But I was a little bit surprised to see you didn't get the bonus. I know there was a lot of other finishes there, but I thought for sure, like, you know, again, like Emmett's only been submitted one other time. Like was a big fight for you, especially. I know you were a big favorite, but you kind of like lived up to that billing of being like a minus 500 favorite because you went in there and got a first round finish.
By the way, I didn't even know that until I got to the fight.
Oh, really?
Okay. Week, yeah. So when I got to fight week, I got to do an interview with John Anik and DC and Megan, and I was like, what? They're like, I still don't know to this day how betting works when it comes to that. Like 5
okay, I'll explain it to you right now. Okay, so you were minus 500. In order to win $100 on your fight, you have to bet $500. That's how it works. So like whatever the minus is, just always think of like, if you bet that amount, if it's minus, and like if you bet that exact amount that it is, so it's like minus 600, you bet $600 to win 100. That's how you always have to think of it. If you're minus 1,000, you'd have to bet $1,000 to win $100. It's always the bet what the number is and you win $100. Does that make sense?
Okay, so that's why people say he's a better of a parlay than an actual just
right. Like, exactly, because it lowers the odds, right? Like, so if you're parlayed with someone else on the card, it brings that minus 500 down a little bit, depending on who it is, right? Like if you had parlayed, for example, if you would have parlayed yourself with Pereira, the odds would have gone way down because he was an underdog in the fight, right?
Wow. They were telling me, they were like, you're a huge favorite. And I was like,
yeah, I think you were one of the biggest on the card, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, but hey, I mean, I think that speaks to what you've been doing in your career and you know, the win streak you've been on since you've been back as well. So, that's great. I can't remember what the question was. I think I was saying, you know, like, you didn't get the bonus. You didn't get the bonus. Yeah.
But yeah, those odds. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, with the bonus, people sent me a video when Dana did the press conference. He was like, well, Youssef, yeah, he's not, we'll send him something. It's not 50, but I don't know what they're going to do. But I know at least he acknowledged a little bit of it. So yeah. It is what it is, man. It's part of the game. But I assume, because I was watching Yuri and I was like, God damn it, he probably took my bonus right there. Right. And I knew it too. And they have this on live camera because I was on the ESPN, the backs, with Chris Whiteman and McKenzie and all those guys. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I was doing like a podcast with them. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as we were watching live moment with Yuri, and I was like, well, he took my bonus.
Yeah. That fight was crazy, by the way. That's got to be one of the best comeback wins in UFC history. Like he was down 2-0 like decisively, and then he comes back and gets the win.
My God.
Yeah.
That guy is nuts.
Yeah.
Like I met pretty weird people in my life. That was probably one of the weirdest guys I ever met in my life. And
you never met him prior to this, I guess? I've seen him a couple times. Yeah.
I was in the same shuttle with him going into the arena.
Yeah.
We were in the same locker room, and he walks with like chest out and just that energy he brings. He's just like, yeah, I never experienced something like that. But yeah, like I see what people talk about now. He's definitely an aura for sure.
Yeah, and he's the nicest guy ever too. That's the weird thing. Like he's got this very nice, different aura, but like he's such a nice guy. Like you can if you actually like get to talk to him, you're almost kind of surprised that he's just like you would expect the way he carries himself to be like maybe this like guy that like barely talks or whatever, but he's like super friendly actually if you get to talk to him.
Yeah, like he was answering questions short. Obviously he was a little short. I can tell like I don't know if he was just locked in or something like that, and he's just like this, and we were at the elevator. It was kind of the same thing, and he's keep like nodding his head. And then I was there, and I was like, "Man, mad respect, brother. I don't want to mess with you. That's for sure."
Yeah. Sticking with the card, I'm sure you saw Pereira knock out Ankalaev. What was your reaction to that? Because that was a fight where it just starts, and you just see Pereira like he's got this look on his face, and he's like, "I'm gonna like walk this guy down," and he did. It was crazy. What'd you think of that victory for Pereira?
I mean, damn, like revenge to come back and do what he did is pretty cool. I don't like the thing about them two though, about he was hurt and the other guy's hurt. Now Ankalaev saying he was hurt, he should not fought. So I'm like, it's all confusing. I don't know if this is like politics or whatever, but yeah, I'm like, brother, you fought, you lost, cool. And then same thing with Pereira, you lost, boom, now you won, boom, that's it. It's over, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It was just crazy to see him walk down Ankalaev like that. Who's like, he's so good. Ankalaev's only other loss was Paul Craig, and let's be honest, that was kind of like a last minute like Hail Mary type win, right? Like Ankalaev really doesn't look like that against anyone. Even the draw with Jan, I think people thought he won that fight.
Yeah, he shouldn't have lost that fight, but that's how crazy this MMA is. Yeah. That's literally how crazy this sport is. You can be the worst guy in that night and still come up with a win at the end of the day, but it's just crazy how that works.
Well, has your management at least have they got like they must have talked to Dana or have some sort of idea about the fight? Like he's got to be happy. You went out there, you got the finish. That's what they love when it comes to the UFC brass, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard, I feel like when you have bigger guys, bigger names like that, especially the light heavyweight division like Pereira, they kind of steal the show a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but my time will come.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush, and I know what I'm doing. It's kind of keep paying itself, and it will get my time. And when there's a whole card just about me, then the talk gets even better. So, patience and consistency will happen.
Yeah, no, well said. So you call Lerone Murphy after the fight, which I love the fight, assuming he doesn't fight Volk next. But if he does fight Volk next, then that obviously changes things up a little bit. If that doesn't happen next with Lerone Murphy, is there another opponent in mind now that you've had a chance to kind of let it marinate?
Yeah, I hope it's Yair, or obviously we'll see if Diego is available or all that stuff. But I thought Diego for sure is gonna get the title shot, and I don't know, because he beat a guy that has a lot of hype behind him. You know what I mean? I feel like he had the most hype in the featherweight division. I think even more than Volk, to be honest. So for me for him to go do what he did, I feel like he deserves a title shot. And I was like, okay, well, I beat a guy that Lerone didn't finish and all that stuff.
That's
and
true.
It was kind of a fight. So I was like, that's the guy that had a lot of hype right now. Obviously, he has one of the best knockouts of the year. I really think he's still the best knockout of the year right now, I think.
The other name I was going to mention, I don't know if you've mentioned this in other interviews, but Aljamain Sterling's out there too. And I think with him, because he's a former champion, it sort of holds a bit of weight there. I know it was at bantamweight, but is that a fight as well that you would kind of entertain just because of the name value?
Look, man, if they bring me that name, I bring in the name. I know me and Aljo are like really cool buds. And by the way, congratulations to him. He got married and stuff like that.
I saw that on the weekend.
Yeah, big congrats to him. And yeah, man, if that fight happens, it happens. And I told him that, and obviously we wanted to stay away from that as long as it's for the belt. But if that's what the UFC is thinking, then that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. So if we could kind of go pecking order, Murphy would be number 1. Who would be number 2 then, if you could pick?
Yair.
Yair, and then number 3, Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
And then number four, Sterling.
Because Diego Lopez, we're managed by the same manager, so
for sure. And I know you guys are kind of, but I don't know if you're good friends, but at the very least, like, you guys are friendly, I would think, right? So
yeah, I mean, who's not friendly with Diego?
Right? No, for sure. I don't think he has many enemies, to be honest. Kind of like you. I don't think there's many people who don't like you.
He's like super nice guy. You tell him like, get this and this and that. So it'll be pretty cool. And there's nothing to hate about that guy. Why would I hate on that guy? It's like the amazing story, amazing skills, and yeah.
Okay. When do you want to get back in there? If you could sort of choose, would you rather go next year, wait for the Paramount card, or would you want to get one more in?
I want to get one more in. I want to fight December 6th. I want to find that T-Mobile Arena again.
Right. Okay. So there we go. So UFC, if you're watching, you got a guy available here ready to go. Because it looked like you came out unscathed.
I know, bro. Like, think about it. If Volk fights for February or whatever the case is, and I was like, all right, well, at least it gives me a chance to go fight. If not, I go fight in January, February. So I'm just staying ready for the opportunity and see what we got.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Yair makes the most sense if it's not Murphy, if they're going with Murphy for the title shot, because you guys both submitted Josh Emmett. Let's, that alone is something.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's actually a pretty story. Yeah, well, I knew that. I knew he submitted Josh Emmett, but that's a story by itself right there.
Movsar Evloev, like, what do you think is going to happen with him if they go with Murphy? Because there's also the possibility of Movsar getting the title shot, but it doesn't look like they're leaning in that direction. At least that's kind of the sense I get. Is that a name too that, like, he's in the mix, right? So, I mean, he's obviously undefeated. Is that a name you've thought of at all? Just because, again, like, he needs to fight someone, right?
I talked to Movsar, and he's like, I'm not gonna fight a Muslim and all this stuff. We're kind of like that's the first time that was the first time I met him. It was when Diego fought Volk. But I've been saying that a long time. That guy should have got a title shot a long time ago.
Oh, I know. We talked about, I think it was the last interview we had. We spoke about
I don't know. Why the hell that guy does not get a title shot a long time ago? You know what I mean? But I feel like this business is brutal, and you know how this business is. It's politics and all this and all that. So yeah, so it gets a little wild.
Okay, so just to clarify though, he said he wouldn't fight you. Would you also not want to fight him because of the brotherhood?
Yeah, it's a respect. It's a respect thing. Like, I feel like if the UFC like forces it, then it is what it is. But like he said, even if I'm a champion and all that, I was like, brother, you're gonna be a champion. You're gonna have a lot of people trying to come after you. So that's like the job gets harder when you become a champion.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I bring that up too because I've heard that from other fighters. Renat Fakhreddinov, for example, he's someone that does not want to fight a fellow Muslim, although technically he fought Kevin Lee, who converted, so that kind of went out the window. But I think that like conversion happened like while the fight was booked.
Yeah,
It's a little bit different.
They're a little different, I think, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when you're 100% Muslim, we're in the beginning, so it's like okay.
A little bit different. Okay, last question. What do you got planned the rest of the week? Other than obviously doing the interviews today, do you got anything else planned like for the victory tour here or what?
Yeah, man. I'm about to go do a podcast with the Jacksons. And,
nice.
Go hang out at Orange County a little bit, and then spend a little time there and have some fun, and then that's pretty much it, man. Just enjoy some foods. And I showed this last time. I was like, I was looking at a bunch of restaurants, and I have like 52 restaurants to go check out in Denver.
Oh, well, there you go. Check that out. And by the way, is Royville going to take you to an Avalanche game? Have you been yet to the Colorado Avalanche?
No, I've never been to Avalanche game. You know what I mean? I shout out to Brandon, man. He was at my fight, man. It was a huge support, and I appreciate him for being there. Him and Alex Hernandez, which is, by the way, Alex Hernandez is on fire right now.
Oh yeah, big time.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him, and I can't wait to see what they give him. And I hope they give him the Chandler fight. If not, he's gonna get up there to the top 15. So you watch an eye on that guy.
Well, I don't know if you know, Brandon met Nathan McKinnon, who's the captain of the Avalanche. So, maybe he can get you a hookup or something with that. Because I don't know if you saw
You know what else I want to do, bro? It's like, I know the UFC staff was talking about it. It's like the Rockies pitch and stuff like that next year, maybe, or something like that, and that would be dope.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're a featherweight contender now, so that's got to hold some weight with things outside of MMA. Anyways, we went way over time. Thank you for doing this. Anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, I'll give you the last word.
No, thank you, my man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And yeah, man, thank you to the fans. Thank you for all the supporters. And I can't wait to keep this train going and on to the next one, baby. Let's go.